Hi everyone, so today's video is going to be my September wrap-up. Now look at me, filming my September wrap-up one day after September is finished. So I'm filming this on October 1st, and that's a first for me because usually I film my wrap-ups weeks later when I finally have the energy to do it, but I actually have the energy to do it now. So yeah, hope you guys are excited about that. So yeah, let's just get into my September wrap-up because I do have a few books to talk about, and a lot of them are physical books, which is very difficult for me because I struggle holding them up. So yeah, let's just get through this video as fast as I can while also talking about the books as well as I can. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I know wrap-ups are not really good performing videos on my channel, but I still like filming them. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. So let's just get into it. So first we have a book from the library that I'm not going to try and pronounce the name of, but I gave this 2 stars. I was expecting a lot more from it because I was very excited when I found it in the library, and I was like, I'm gonna enjoy this, and then I didn't really end up enjoying it. I was just expecting a lot more from it. So yeah, sadly enough, I didn't really like it, but I am very glad that I decided to read it because again, I was very excited when I found it in the library. So yeah, I'm still glad that I read it, but I wish I liked it more. So yeah. Then next we have Butter. Now I really enjoyed this book when I started reading it, as you can tell from the amount of tabs that are in this book. I really enjoyed it when I was reading it, and I was really excited at reading it because I really enjoyed it. But the ending just really disappointed me. I just didn't really like it. It was just very disappointing to me. I wish I liked it more. I gave it 3 stars. I wanted to give it 5 stars, but then I read the ending and I was just that's it. I don't know, I just expected more, I guess. And I also didn't really like the way that they handled the sexuality of the 2 main girl characters, because it seemed to be implied at some points in the book that they have feelings for each other, romantic feelings. And I felt it was just kind of a joke that was thrown in. They didn't really develop the story more based on that. They just kind of threw it out there oh, they might have feelings for each other, and then just ignored it for the rest of the book. I was that kind of feels almost queer baiting. It felt very weird reading it. So yeah, I wish I liked this a lot more because I did really enjoy reading it. So yeah, I liked reading it. I liked my experience reading it. I had fun, but sadly enough, I didn't really end up enjoying it as much as I wanted to. So yeah, I do still recommend it, but yeah, I didn't personally like it that much in the end. So yeah. Then next we have The Essentials of Psychoanalysis. Now I saw this book in a bookstore that had a sale where you bought 2 books, you got 50% off. And I was struggling to find 2 books, so I picked this book up because I thought this might be interesting. And oh boy, was it an experience reading it, because I actually quite liked it for the first I would say 150 pages. I was this is quite interesting. And then we got to a whole section of the book that was 150 pages long, that was about the sexuality of infants and kids. And I was just yeah, that's just a no from me. That's just, it was so uncomfortable to read. And I would read it and I would just think in my head certain people that are into infants and kids, they would absolutely love this book. They would read some of these lines in this book and they would be see, I'm not a complete creep for being into kids. That's just, I'm trying not to say the word that starts with a P and ends with file. I'm trying not to say that word. That's the word that I'm trying to avoid saying, so that YouTube doesn't take this video down or whatever. But yeah, I feel those kind of people would absolutely love this book, and I did not. I liked certain parts of the book, and I thought certain parts were very well written and stuff like that, but other parts, I was just why is this a thing? Why did he have to do research on this? Just don't. So yeah, I wouldn't say I recommend this book, but I'm glad I read it, I guess. So yeah. Then next we have another book from the library, and that is Femicide. I gave this 4 stars. I actually quite liked it. It's all about feminism and the like struggle of like surviving as a woman and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm explaining it well because I'm very overstimulated right now with all the noise happening outside and all the noise happening inside of my room, because whenever my like neighbors like turn on their like heating in their apartment, it like makes a sound in my room and it's just like constant and I keep like focusing on it. So yeah, I'm trying to like continue through this video, but it's getting a bit difficult. So yeah, let's just try and get through this. So yeah, it's all about like trying to survive as like a woman and how difficult that can be. And it mentioned some stuff as well about what a privilege it is as like a woman to like grow older and, you know, not be like, you know. So yeah, like I thought that was like very interesting to read, like especially as someone who is like chronically ill and disabled. I very much like understand that subject of like the privilege of becoming older. Like I don't really like look at myself and see like more wrinkles or like a gray hair like on my head, and I don't think like, oh, I hate this. Like I just kind of like look at myself and I go like, what a privilege it is, like how happy I am that I'm still like alive. So yeah, like this was kind of like hard hitting at times, but it was quite a short book, so like it couldn't make me like too emotional because it was so short. So yeah, I would like a longer book on this subject. So yeah, but with these types of books I do have to be like careful, because I feel like some of these books can be like people who are like TERFs writing it, which like if you don't know what a TERF is, like look that up. But like it's basically like women who are very much like anti-trans, and I'm not someone who's like anti-trans. Like I'm literally like non-binary myself, so I'm not like anti-trans. So I do have to be careful with like books like this, that I don't read a book that's like anti-trans. So yeah, I do have to be careful with that, but I did enjoy it, and this didn't give off like vibes of like, ooh, let's hate on trans people. So yeah, I do have to be careful with that, but I don't think this was one of those books. So yeah, now we're on the topic of like trans stuff. Like anyway, like the next book that I read was Queer Enlightenment. This is a book that I got from Nick Kelly. I'm really sorry for all the noise outside. I'm trying to ignore it myself, but it's not really working. But yeah, I read this book. I gave it like 3.5 stars. I did thought it was like kind of interesting, but I feel like it was like a lot of information like at once. Like it was very much like bombarding you with information, and I feel like it was just like a bit too much in like a very short amount of time. Like I felt like it should have been like spaced out a bit more. So yeah, I did really like it. I thought it was interesting, but just like it was just a bit too much sometimes, and I feel like a lot of people are not going to be able to like get through an entire book like this, because this is like very much like, again, a lot of information at a time. But yeah, I did think it was kind of interesting, but yeah, just a bit too like dense in terms of like information sometimes. So yeah, I do recommend it, but just be prepared for that. So yeah, then next is this book. I'm not gonna try and pronounce the title because I just can't right now. Like I said, I'm very overstimulated with everything that's like happening outside and like inside my room. So yeah, I'm not gonna try and like pronounce this book, like the name of this book. So yeah, I thought this was kind of interesting. It's not really like my usual taste in books, but again, I got this from the same bookstore that was having like a you know, buy 2 books get 1 book for free thing. So I was trying to find like 2 books, and I thought this looked like kind of interesting. I thought like the cover was like very cute. Like it's very much like a coffee table book. And yeah, I would normally not buy a book like this, especially like full price, but like for like half off, I would buy it. So yeah, I think I gave this like 3.5 stars. I thought it was kind of interesting, kind of cute, but like not really my cup of tea, really. So yeah, I did really like it. I'm glad I bought it, but yeah, I never would have bought it if it wasn't like half off. So yeah. Then next is Open Water. Now I recently got this book as well. Like I've been reading like a lot of books lately that I only recently bought. I really need to stop doing that, but yeah, I recently got this book and I've been wanting to read it for like years, but I couldn't find it anywhere, at least not for like cheap, where I was willing to like buy it. And again, I bought this at a bookstore for like half off, a different bookstore than the previous book, but it was also holding like the same type of sale things. So yeah, I was really excited when I bought this. I immediately like read it, of course, and yeah, I really liked it. I gave it 5 stars. I annotated it a bunch. This is really like the type of book where like I really like the writing style. Like this type of writing style is like completely what I like. And the story itself was also like very beautiful, like very heartbreaking. And yeah, I just like really enjoyed it. Like, I can't wait to read like more books like this or like by this author. And yeah, give it 5 stars. I highly recommend it. It was very good, very beautiful, the writing as well. So yeah, can't talk about this book enough, but I'm not going to do that now because, like I said, very overstimulated. So yeah, let's just move on to the last book, I believe. So yeah, then the last book is Beyond the Story. Now this is like a BTS like memoir thing. So yeah, very different from the other books that are mentioned like on this like wrap up video. But yeah, I have been wanting to read this book ever since like it came out like 2 years ago, but I couldn't find it anywhere for cheap because it was like really expensive, and I just was unwilling to buy it for that much money. And recently me and my dad like went to another town for like a day just to like shop around and stuff like that, and I actually found this book for like really cheap, and it was like in very good condition, so I bought it. I do actually have this book in physical form, but it's way too heavy for me to hold up. Like, I even struggle to read it because of how heavy it is, because it's like 600 pages or something. So yeah, it's very difficult to read, but I'm glad I read it. And yeah, I've been like a BTS fan since like 2015, so like over 10 years now. And yeah, I'm very glad that I was able to finally read this book, and I'm very glad I found this book for like very cheap. So yeah, very glad I read it. Not everyone's like cup of tea, obviously. That's why I'm not going to talk about it much, because I know not everyone is going to like this type of book. So yeah, those were all the books on my September wrap up. And yeah, I'm very glad I managed to film this video like not too long after September has finished. So yeah, I don't know when I'm going to be able to upload this, but yeah, hopefully soon. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I know I probably looked a bit ugly, or I seemed a bit like on edge because of everything going on, but I hope you guys still liked it anyway. So yeah, thank you for watching, I guess. I feel like I'm wrapping this up like way too fast, but like I said, I'm just very like over filming right now. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite book that you read in September was, I guess. So yeah, thank you for watching, and bye.